Hello, this is Dr. Vicki here. I hope this finds you well. We're going to be taking just a few moments and talking about APA formatting. There's a lot of influence in APA formatting, and you're going to see most of your professors requiring it because it's part of the graduate program here at Full Sail. We're going to be talking about APA formatting for the title page, abstract, body, conclusion, and the references page. You ready? Let's go. When we're talking about the title page, don't underestimate the importance of the title page. Why? It's the first part of your writing or your report or your proposal that your audience is going to see. So pay special attention to your title page. It may be the first or only thing they see. APA requires a running head. It is in the header part of the paper, and it is capitalized and spelled exactly as you see. Near the center of the paper is full title of your paper, Times New Roman, 12-point font throughout the paper, your name, first, middle initial, and last, and your school or institution or company name. Again, everything is double spaced, Times New Roman, 12-point font. Let's look at the abstract. The abstract is not necessarily a requirement at this point. Some courses may require it, some not. It's optional for me, but make sure that you know from your professor whether an abstract is required. Again, there is the running head. After the title page, the running head on every page is a shortened title in all caps. The word abstract is centered and it is not bold. The body, as you will notice, is not indented. The first line of the paragraph is not indented. It's one of the very few places in APA formatting where that is the case, only in the abstract. But keywords, you indent the keywords and any keywords or initials that you want to draw to the attention of your audience. Again, Times New Roman, 12-point font, double spacing everywhere. Let's go on to the next page. The next page is basically the first full complete page of your paper. The shortened title in all caps, again, is the running head. The full title of the paper, centered, not bold, centered and not bold. Indent the first line of each paragraph. As you can see, everything is consistently double spaced before and after every heading, sentence, and paragraph. When you see a heading that's centered, it's usually indicating that there's several very specifically different topics. You may or may not have a need for that. You will when it gets to your capstone. There's a heading, participants, bolded, Times New Roman, 12-point font. The first line of the paragraph indented. As you can see, everything is clearly, consistently double spaced before and after every heading, paragraph, and sentence. Times New Roman, 12-point font. There's a heading. Again, the first line indented. And it will continue on this way throughout your paper, whether you have one page or 1,000 pages. The next page will either be a continuation of your paper in the same manner, or it will end with a conclusion when you get to that point. There's your shortened title as your running head. If you want to include a conclusion, I would suggest that you get used to using conclusions. Most organizations like conclusions where you summarize what you've just discussed. If you use a conclusion, it is a heading, it is centered, and it is bold. And the first sentence of every paragraph is indented. Next, is the reference page. And yes, it is on a separate page. The references page is on a separate page. Do not include it with the other information. There's your running head again. The word references is centered, but it is not bold. Centered, but not bold. Times New Roman, 12-point font. Everything is double-spaced consistently, as you can see. The second line of every reference is indented. The second line, third line, and however many lines there are. The first line is not indented. The second and subsequent line of every reference is indented. Times New Roman, 12-point font, double spacing. In conclusion, we've talked about the reference page, the conclusions, the body, the abstract, and the title page. We've laid out your presentation. So why do we use APA format? It allows readers to cross-reference your sources easily. What that means is when people are reading for fact versus entertainment, they want to be able to verify the information as indeed factual. So your references and sources need to be there, and they need to be listed in the manner in which people are used to seeing them, which is APA format, so that they can verify the information. APA provides consistent format within a discipline. The people in our industry and in academia expect to see APA format. They know what it looks like, and they know where to look for in each category, in each section, under each heading to get the information they're looking for. They're expecting to see it in this format, so you need to give them what they're expecting. And it gives you credibility as a writer. What that means is if someone is expecting a paper or a proposal in this format and they do not get it in this format, they may think that your information is not credible. It may appear that you're not as knowledgeable as they would hope you were. So the easiest thing we can do when we're communicating is learn how to communicate in the manner in which the industry we're in expect it. And it protects you and others from plagiarism. Why is this so important? I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I've got my PhDs. I've been in the business world, and I've been in the government for many, many, many years. If you can't communicate effectively your knowledge in the manner in which it's expected, the knowledge you have ends up being irrelevant. Let me say that again. If you can't communicate your knowledge effectively in a manner in which it is expected, such as APA formatting, your knowledge becomes irrelevant. It doesn't appear that you have the knowledge, you're not going to appear credible, and you're not going to be taken seriously if you can't communicate in the form that's expected. So APA formatting is something that's easy to learn. There's a lot of references and sources that we provide for you. So let's just make it a point to master it, and you'll be so glad you did. You'll be so proud of your work. Every time you submit a paper, look at it and see if you would be proud to submit that to the owner of any organization. I hope this helps. Happy writing!